Nostradamus' shocking predictions for 2021 and beyond. By watching aspects such as climate changes, technological evolution, or inadequate governmental decisions, we might think that everything is against us, and humankind is on the verge of extinction. Here are a few predictions, outlining the idea of a terrifying future, far from what we would have imagined. Artificial intelligence. The robots will rule the world from 2021. Artificial intelligence will be equal or will even surpass human intelligence, which could lead to an apocalyptic scenario like those we see in movies. The moon in the full of night over the high mountain, the new sage with a lone brain sees it, by his disciples invited to be immortal, eyes to the south. Hands in bosoms, bodies in the fire. Mechanization. Most previsions indicate that until 2023, the labor market will crash. The automated machines will replace the people in the work process, since they don't demand higher salaries, and they don't need breaks or other benefits. When employers choose robots instead of humans, the whole social model will crush. Unemployment, social disorders, and misery are just a few of the consequences of mechanization. A war between two allied countries. Two allied countries will get into a classic and open military conflict, with naval fleet fully engaged against each other. Unfortunately, this will only be the beginning, because this conflict between these two seemingly friendly countries will degenerate into a global war, which will involve the most powerful countries in the world. In the city of God there will be a great thunder, two brothers torn apart by chaos while the fortress endures. The great leader will succumb. The third big war will begin when the big city is burning. The economic collapse of 2021. Hundreds of closed hedge funds will go bankrupt, and the international exchange market will need to close in a short time, maybe even for a week, to stop the panic of selling shares, that will slowly envelop the stock markets. Nostradamus also predicted the 2008 crisis, and in 2021, things are not great. The exchange markets are in free fall and have reached panic levels. The end of the crisis is still out of sight. The United States is facing an economic stagnation for several years. The economic fundamentals are no longer applying today. Space flight will be accessible to common people in 2021. It will start a new era of space tourism. Common people will fly into space, being able to admire spectacular views of the Earth. Vladimir Putin, the third Antichrist. The fragile relationship between the Occidental leaders and the Kremlin officials seems to recreate the propaganda of a new Cold War. The striking policies applied by Russia make us wonder if Vladimir Putin is the new Antichrist predicted by Nostradamus and other prophets. Why do you boast of evil, you mighty hero? Why do you boast all day long, you who are a disgrace in the eyes of God? You who practice deceit, your tongue plots destruction, it is like a sharpened razor. You love evil rather than good, falsehood rather than speaking the truth. Sea level rise. There is no doubt, the climate is constantly changing. Out of all the apocalyptic scenarios which might come true, the sea level rise is the most dramatic. Presently, 50% of the world population lives in coastal areas. A prediction of a possible disaster can be seen by following the example of Newton City from Alaska, which, in less than 5 years, will be swallowed up by rising waters. The small community of 400 people will not be the only one affected. The current estimations suggest that Venice will be uninhabitable by 2100, and Los Angeles and Amsterdam will be abandoned 5 years later. Peace and plenty for a long time the place will praise. Throughout his realm the flirtily deserted, bodies dead by water, land one will bring there, vainly awaiting the good fortune to be buried there. Solar eruptions. The solar activity has been and still is a subject of interest for experts, and not only because the sun will reach, in 2021, the peak of an 11-year cycle, known as the maximum solar. Different theoreticians rushed to speculate in this regard. It is a fact that when a maximum solar occurs, much more intense solar explosions take place than the previous ones, but this does not translate into total chaos or natural catastrophe. Solar eruptions don't just happen from yesterday but occur at regular intervals, and the event taking place in 2021 could mostly announce satellite communication interruptions. Condom and Ochent around Mrand, I see fire from the sky which encompasses them. Sun and Mars conjoined in Leo, then at Marmant, lightning, great hail, a wall falls into the Gera,